Welcome back to another episode of From 10K to 10 Mil, as I document my journey from a $10,000 investment into my coach that's going to catapult me into $10 million in revenue. Now, I don't know how long this is going to take, but I do know with absolute certainty that this is going to happen. Let me just adjust there we go. So I just had another coaching call. And last week, we go 3 weeks on, 1 week off. So last week I had a call with my Mastermind Group. So I'm in a group of entrepreneurs that are all looking to really elevate their game. And it's ran by a couple that are both 7-figure earners. And last week was our first call. And it was just an extraordinary experience because I could tell I was in a room of people wanting to play a big game. There were some really good questions being asked, and the responses that we were getting by people that have already achieved that level of success were exactly what we needed to know. And it was things that we're not finding in normal platforms, right? Like you can't Google those answers. Those only come from experience. So being able to hear firsthand what people have gone through and how they were able to face and overcome it has better prepared us to attack those challenges that are also going to be coming in front of us, right? Those are the same obstacles that we're going to have to overcome. So the information that we've been getting has just been so valuable. And just being in that room has also, from a personal standpoint, really boosted my confidence and my certainty of what I can deliver, because it's great to see that no matter what level people are playing at, they are all facing fear, right? They are all having imposter syndrome. They are all scared of failure. They're all experiencing the same things that everybody feels. They're just at different levels of life, but all of those same fears are showing up no matter what. And that's my specialty, right? And that's where I can really help people, is to help to overcome those fears, right? And we do that by diving very deep into the inner work that needs to be done, so that when we get into that place where we're going to start taking action, that we're coming from a different place. And what I like to call it is really just flowing between your masculine and your feminine energy, right? Being very aligned with what it is that you want and how you want to feel, and knowing what that is, and being very in tune with that, so that when we make those shifts into, okay, this is where we got to put the action plan in place and go out there and create these things, we're able to do that. Because we're very aligned with what we want, we're very aligned with who we need to be, and now we're coming from a place of certainty where we can go out and create those results from that place. Now, going in to this call, something that really resonated with me from the mastermind call, which was somebody had mentioned how, this has been my background for the last 10 years, and I'm kind of shifting into this new space, and it's very edgy for me. And what one of the people running the mastermind said was, well, you're going through an identity shift in who you are. And when she said that, it just hit home for me. I'm like, that's exactly what I'm going through right now, because I've spent the last 10 years in the health and fitness space, which has created the opportunity for me to grow in the fashion that I have as a coach, to start entering into the world of achievement, into transformational achievement for people. And I was just feeling very cloudy and uncertain. So many people are so clear on exactly what they do and exactly who they target. And I just didn't have that clarity anymore. I was very confused. I couldn't answer the question. When people asked me, well, what is it that you do? It was just every time a different answer was coming out of my mouth, because I was still kind of figuring it out. Like, I knew the impact I want to have. I knew the effect I could have. I knew the changes I could create, but I wasn't very specific on who my actual target was. And so as I'm trying to, one of these tasking that I have for myself right now is increasing my awareness publicly. So getting into guest posts and podcasts and magazines and things of that nature, reaching out to those different avenues to get out there, right? To have those conversations. And part of that process is, sending over your like publicity page. And part of that is, well, what's your title? What's your intro? What's the summary of what you do? What are your speaking topics? And I didn't really have a lot of clarity on that stuff. It's like I had all the information and I knew how to apply it, but I didn't really have everything specific. So when I went into my coaching call today, that's what we talked about is I'm feeling a little, I don't want to say frustrated, but I was just feeling very cloudy and confused. And I know I need some clarity so that I can finish this tasking. And I'm pretty sure I've said this every video so far, and I will continue to say this. Guys, You need a coach in your life. Whoever that coach is. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's not. Coaching is about a relationship. Like, we got to connect. We got to vibe for that to work. And we're all attracted to different type of personalities. I am so grateful that my coach came my way in the way that she did. Life just presented her to me. And that's how it is. When you want something and you're open to receiving it, life will present that to you. But then you got to take action, right? It was downright terrifying for me to pay $10,000 for a coach for 3 months. I've never made that kind of investment before. But I also knew intuitively that this is what I needed in my life. And every single time she exceeds my expectations, she over-delivers, and I come out of it just excited, and I have clarity and direction and everything that I'm looking for out of that call. So when I expressed the things that I'm feeling, that we dove right into it. And within 45 minutes, we didn't even use the whole hour, right? Within 45 minutes, we were able to dial in on exactly what I no longer want to talk about, which led into what is the focal points that I want to have? What is the name of my branding moving forward? Who are the specific people that I'm talking to moving forward? What is my specific process so it is dialed down to where I have multiple speaking topics, identifying what those speaking topics are, taking those speaking topics into continued added value content that I can provide to my audience, into the different programs that I can work with people on to both provide the impact that I want and monetize my business, because it still is a business as well. And we checked off all of those things in a matter of 45 minutes, because that is the power of coaching. Everything I needed was already inside of me. I just didn't know how to get it out. So she was able to ask me the right questions and then take the answers that I said from her perspective and then from my perspective, and then we were able to combine those two perspectives into something brilliant. And I am just absolutely in love with every idea that came out of that conversation. And I am so eager to start putting this stuff together, because I know this is exactly, it's when you're just aligned with your purpose, right? And you're just aligned with everything that you know you need to do, and it's just a matter of doing it. It makes the action that much easier, right? Because yesterday, I outlined my tasking, and I was just trying to push through it, but I was just struggling and getting really frustrated because I didn't have the clarity that I needed to create those answers. I needed the clarity in what it is I'm doing in order to create the clarity in the answers of what I'm talking about. So thankfully, I had my coach in my corner to help me do that, to help me create that clarity. So yeah, I'm excited for what's next. This has been an awesome journey. Another brilliant thing that happened was when my coach and I last spoke, we talked about, she's like, you need to get yourself a client. It's like, whatever way, like, just open yourself up to it. Open yourself up to receiving a client that, you're just kind of telling the universe that you're ready and something's going to come your way. And last weekend, and that's all I did. Like, I didn't aggressively pursue it. What I did was I just chose to open myself up to it, right? I opened myself up to the expectation that it was going to happen. And I began to act as if it already did. I began to be just grateful for it. Like, I can't wait to see who my client's going to be. I kept saying that. I can't wait to see who my client's going to be. I'm so excited to see who life is going to bring my way to work with. This is going to be awesome. It's going to be an incredible journey. And last weekend, Tony Robbins was happening, and Brendan Bouchard, and I follow a lot of people that go to those events, and it was very exciting. I was watching everybody's stories, and just realized, like, man, I wish I was in that environment, which I will be in May when I go to Date with Destiny. But then on a Saturday night, somebody I know was at the event and messaged me on Instagram and said, will you be my coach? And it just blew my mind, right? Like, oh my God, this stuff really works. Like, it really works. Now, I don't know if we're going to end up working together or not. We've had a conversation, and I was able to, I loved it because this person is already a high performer, which made me feel real edgy. And I like that. I like knowing that I'm going to work with people that are also going to push me as a coach to elevate my game, to make sure that I can deliver for them. And that really excited me. And we're, in conversation about right now whether or not we're going to move forward with it, because again, it's got to be a hell yes for both of us. But regardless of what happens with that, just the fact that by just being grateful and open to it happening, it happened. It just came to me, right? Will you be my coach? How beautiful is that? So it just continues to help me shift in my inner world, in which I help others do the same for theirs. And guys, if we focus on what's happening in here and we focus on what's happening up here, that is how we start to create what happens out there. And I'm living proof of it. It's happening in my own life right now. And as these things happen, I will continue to hop on here and share them with you, because I want you guys to believe. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to believe in what's possible for you. And I want you to believe that you can create any life for yourself that you want. But it all starts with doing the work here. And if you don't have a coach already, go get yourself a coach. They will change your life. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll be on again next week. I'm attending my mastermind. So we have a 3-day mastermind event next week, and then I have a coaching call the day after. So I'm going to be all fired up with all kinds of shit going through me, man. I'm going to have a lot of flow coming out of me. So make sure you tune in for that episode. And if you guys know of anybody that could benefit from this, that's just looking for some inspiration, just looking for that consistency and how these things develop, then please share my video with them. And if you have any comments or questions about what I'm going through, post them on the feed below, and I'll be happy to answer that for you and for everybody else that probably has the same questions as well. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I will see you next week.